Jai Shri Krishna. Enlightening. Text 31, text 32 and text 33 of chapter 6. Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. First duration of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 31. Antara Bahishacha Lokam Strin Paryemya Skandita Vrataha Anugrahan Mahavishno Ravi Ghata Gatiha Kvachit. Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the three divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, there are three divisions of the material spheres, namely the Urdhva Lok, topmost planets, Madhya Lok, midway planets, and Adho Lok, downward planets. Beyond the Urdhva Lok planets, that is to say above the Brahma Lok, are the material coverings of the universes, and above that is the spiritual sky, which is unlimited in expansion, containing unlimited self-illuminated Vaikuntha planets inhabited by God himself along with his associates, who are all eternally liberated living entities. Shri Narad Muni could enter all these planets in both the material and spiritual spheres without restriction, as much as the Almighty Lord is free to move personally in any part of his creation. In the material world, the living beings are influenced by the three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion and ignorance. But Shri Narad Muni is transcendental to all these material modes, and thus he can travel everywhere unrestricted. He is a liberated space man. The causeless mercy of Lord Vishnu is unparalleled, and such mercy is perceived by the devotees only by the grace of the Lord. Therefore, the devotees never fall down, but the materialists, that is the fruitive workers and the speculative philosophers, do fall down, being forced by their respective modes of nature. The rishis, as above mentioned, cannot enter the transcendental world like Narad. This fact is disclosed in the Narsimha Puran. Rishis like Marichi are authorities in fruitive work, and rishis like Sanaka and Sanatana are authorities in philosophical speculations. But Shri Narad Muni is the prime authority for transcendental devotional service of the Lord. All the great authorities in the devotional service of the Lord follow in the footsteps of Shri Narad Muni in the order of the Narad Bhakti Sutra, and therefore all the devotees of the Lord are unhesitatingly qualified to enter into the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha. Text 32. Deva Datta Mimama Vinam Swara Brahma Vibhushitam Muracha Cha Yitva Hari Katham Gaya Manash Cha Ramyaham. And thus I travel, constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating the instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. The musical stringent instrument called the veena, which was handed to Narad by Lord Shri Krishna, is described in the Linga Puran, and this is confirmed by Srila Jiva Goswami. This transcendental instrument is identical with Lord Shri Krishna and Narad because all of them are of the same transcendental category. Sound vibrated by the instrument cannot be material, and therefore the glories and pastimes which are broadcast by the instrument of Narad are also transcendental without a tinge of material inability. The 7 singing meters, namely Sa, Sajja, Ra, Rushab, and Ga, Gandhara, Ma, Madhyama, Pa, Panchama, Dha, Dharivata, and Ni, Nishada are also transcendental and specifically meant for transcendental songs. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Shri Narad Dev is always fulfilling his obligation to the Lord for his gift of the instrument, and thus he is always engaged in singing his transcendental glories and is therefore infallible in his exalted position. Following in the footsteps of Shri Narad Muni, a self-realized soul in the material world should also properly use the sound meters, namely Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, etc. in the service of the Lord by constantly singing the glories of the Lord as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Text 33. Pragayataha Swaviryani Tirthapadaha Priyashravaha Ahuta Iva Me Shigram Darshanam yati chetasi. The Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the seat of my heart as if called for as soon as I begin to chant his holy activities. The absolute personality of Godhead is not different from his transcendental name, form, pastimes, and the sound vibrations thereof. As soon as a pure devotee engages himself in the pure devotional service of hearing, chanting, and remembering the name, fame, and activities of the Lord, at once he becomes visible to the transcendental eyes of the pure devotee by reflecting himself on the mirror of the heart by spiritual television. Therefore, a pure devotee who is related with the Lord in loving transcendental service can experience the presence of the Lord at every moment. It is a natural psychology in every individual case that a person likes to hear and enjoy his personal glories enumerated by others. That is a natural instinct, and the Lord, being also an individual personality like others, is not an exception to this psychology, because psychological characteristics visible in the individual souls are but reflections of the same psychology in the absolute Lord. The only difference is that the Lord is the greatest personality of all and absolute in all his affairs. If therefore the Lord is attracted by the pure devotee's chanting of his glories, there is nothing astonishing. Since he is absolute, he can appear himself in the picture of his glorification, the two things being identical. Shri Narada chants the glorification of the Lord not for his own benefit, but because the glorifications are identical with the Lord. Narada penetrates into the presence of the Lord by the transcendental chanting Hare Krishna.